Hello and welcome to Wildlife by VKotla. This time I am in the wild heart of Madhya Pradesh, Bandhavgarh. Stay with me as I take you into its untamed stories. My first safari in Bandhavgarh kicked off in the Kitali Zone. I was all charged up, full of hope and excitement, ready for that magical moment of spotting my very first tiger in this legendary jungle. This was my very first trip to Bandhavgarh, and I had all reasons to get excited. But would you believe spotting a majestic tiger on the very first safari of the very first trip? Sounds unreal, right? But yes, I was that lucky one. Bandhavgarh turned out to be even more beautiful than I had imagined. Spotted deers were everywhere, welcoming us even before we entered the core zone. But what I wasn't expecting was this. Just minutes into the Kitali Zone, a magnificent tiger, the Dhamokar Male, appeared right in front of us. What a start! But before I show you the Dhamokar Male, let's rewind a bit into my second safari in the Tala Zone. This one isn't about tigers, but about uncovering a big piece of Bandhavgarh's history. Don't worry, we will get back to the Dhamokar Male very soon.
वो खेलकूद पर टॉप पे वो टेंपल बना हुआ ना, राम लक्ष्मण और सीता जी का वो टेंपल है। हाँ, और उसी के बाजू में बना हुआ था महल, पर वो डैमेज हो चुका है। और इसके हाफ में माउंटेन में वो स्टैचू है ब्रह्मा जी की, ब्रह्मा विष्णु और महेश। हाँ, वही है, उसी प्लेस का नाम है।
Bandhavgarh gets its name from two words, Bandhav, which means brother, and Garh, which means fort. According to Hindu mythology and a local belief system, the ancient fort was gifted by Lord Rama to his brother Lakshmana to keep a watch over Lanka. While I don't have any historical evidence to prove this, I'd like to live with the locals' belief system here. Along the trail, you will see remnants of ancient history. Old horse stables on one side, and another side, what locals believe were once royal courts. Although visiting the fort is restricted, you can still visit Shesh Shaiya, a 35-foot long monolithic statue of Lord Vishnu reclining calmly on a 7-headed Sheshnag. This place is believed to have been developed during Kalachuri dynasty around 10th century CE. It is said that King Yuvraj Dev and his minister Golak commissioned many of these carvings and structures, blending devotion, power, and art beautifully into the landscape. Alright, now let's head back to Kitali Zone where I saw my very first tiger here in Bandhavgarh, the Dhamokar Male.
लीजिएगा ले लें।
मनीष
पाइप निकाल लो, तेरी पाइप आ रही है यार। पाइप निकाल दो, पाइप निकाल देना।
तुम वीडियो ले लो।
Meet the Dhamokar Male, born in early 2021. Despite the competition from older males, he's already claimed parts of Kitali and Madhya zones. What makes him special is that he carries the legacy of Bandhavgarh's legendary tigers, Charger, Bokha, Bhim, Sita, and Kokila, making him a living link to the park's original royal bloodline. The name Dhamokar came from the place where he was first sighted, a small village within Kitali Zone called Dhamokar. At just when he was 3 years old, he rose to dominance and is now seen as one of the faces of modern tiger conservation in Bandhavgarh. He is often seen with a female tigress named Ra, who as of June 25 has 4 tiny cubs around 3 to 4 months old. And this guy was sitting right on the track for about 30 to 40 minutes, yawning and enjoying a beautiful morning, letting us make the most of this magical moment. We followed him as much possible, hoping that he will lead us to his female Ra and the cubs, but he chose to vanish into the bushes. And we continued the search for the female tigress and the cubs with lots of hope in our hearts. didn't find the tiger, tigress, or the cubs this time, but we stopped to watch these spotted deers against a beautiful water body backdrop. Sure, a tiger sighting is magnificent, but moments like these with deers and other animals are no less special. It was time for a breakfast break. There's this central spot inside the forest where all gypsies halt and eat. I had my breakfast there, followed by a hot, refreshing chai that hit just right in the jungle chill.
क्या बन रहा है?
ये
ब्रेड ऑमलेट?
ब्रेड ऑमलेट, ये मैगी। चला भाई,
चाय भी मिलेगा यहाँ पे?
हाँ मिल जाए सब, मिल जाएगा चाय। और ये दूसरा आपका बन जाएगा। चाय कितने बनाना था?
कुछ नहीं बा।
After the breakfast, we headed to check a water body known to be a favorite spot of a tigress named Kativa. She recently gave birth to cubs, so we were hopeful that we might get lucky and spot her here.
ये ठीक है।
No luck of Kativa or any other tiger, and we started to head back to the gate. But how can we forget that jungle always has a surprise? Mr. Dhamokar once again. This is the same tiger who welcomed us this morning. And now, as we are heading back, he is like here to say goodbye? No, just kidding. He's in a full on resting mode. And since we still had time, we decided to just sit and watch him until our safari ended. He was already fast asleep and it was time for us to leave. With this, we come to an end of this episode. But the next episode has many more tigers and stories waiting for you. If you haven't yet, do subscribe and share this with your friends and family. Stay tuned and keep loving Wildlife by VKotla. See you in the next one. Bye.